photographs that I took of the scene.
All right, and are those photographs fair and accurate depictions of what you observed, what you marked for evidence, and ultimately ended up collecting?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, state would move in evidence what's been previously marked as G for identification as State 7.
No objection.
Without objection, what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit G will be admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 7.
And Your Honor, I'm going to obviously publish kind of as we go, if that's okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's go to the first photo in State 7. Can you just kind of briefly explain to us what exactly we're looking at here?
This is the dining room table with the evidence markers I described placed down.
Okay, and are those evidence markers those yellow things we see with the giant letters on them?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously there's kind of a lot we're looking at here on the table, but what is the purpose of those evidence markers that we see in this photograph? Is it to kind of draw our attention to those items?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to go through that. Do you end up collecting the items that are at each evidence marker?
Yes.
Okay. So let's kind of go through those one by one. I'm going to go to photograph 2. Can you just tell the members of the jury what we're looking at here?
It is a 9mm Glock firearm.
And did you end up collecting that firearm?
Yes.
Now, when I'm asking you the question of do you collect these items for evidence, can you kind of walk us just briefly through that process of what that means to collect items and how that's stored in evidence and what that looks like?
So when you collect an item, you place it in a bag, whether it be plastic or paper, depending on what the evidence is, and then you will submit it into the case file at the police department.
And Your Honor, I'm going to now show defense what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit H for identification. And I'm going to give you, I have a little cutter here if you need to cut the tape or anything. If you don't mind, if you can open that up and let me know if you recognize it without showing it to the jury yet.
This is the firearm.
And is that firearm in the same or substantially similar condition as when you collected it?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this point in time, State would move in evidence what's been previously marked as H for identification as State's 8.
No objection.
Without objection, what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit H will be admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 8.
I'm going to leave this over with you. And if I may publish to the jury, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
All right, go to photograph number 3. We see kind of a couple different items here. If you can kind of just walk us through what each evidence marker is kind of identifying, and then we'll kind of go through each item one by one. So if we can kind of go in alphabetical order, start with B and then go through E.
Evidence marker number B marks a blue iPhone.
Okay,
Evidence,
go ahead.
oh, sorry. Evidence marker C marks a MK18 5.56 rifle firearm. Evidence marker D is a magazine with live rounds inside. And then evidence marker E is a flower magazine.
And do you ultimately end up collecting all of these items at those markers that you just mentioned?
That's correct.
Going to photograph number 4 of State's Exhibit 7, is this just a closer up photo of the CD&E that we just explained to us?
That's correct.
And you said that marker number C was specifically marking which item?
The rifle.
Okay. And did you also end up collecting that rifle?
Yes.
And is that the same process that you just explained to us about where you collect the item, put it into evidence, and keep it for storage?
Correct.
Okay. Your Honor, At this point in time, I'm not showing defense what's been previously marked as state's I for identification. Your Honor, if we can open it.
Yes,
so
sir.
Defense can see it.
I would cut myself.
And yeah, I'll kind of come around to the side, but again, if you don't mind, if you can just look in here and let me know if you recognize that.
Yes,
What is that?
that is the rifle that I collected.
And is it in the same or substantially condition as when you recovered it?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this point in time, state would move in evidence what's been previously marked as state's I for identification as state's IX.
No objection.
Without objection, what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit I will be admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 9.
If I can publish it.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to go to the next photograph and state's exhibit 7, which is going to be photograph number 5. Can you remind us what photograph, what that marker D is indicating or what that's signifying?
the loaded magazine and also the loose live round.
Okay, and is that the magazine and live round that we see depicted in that photo?
Correct.
And same question I'm going to ask that I've kind of been asking, did you end up collecting that magazine and that live round?
That's correct.
Your Honor, I'm going to show what's been previously marked as state's J for identification to defense.
All right, Matthew Mangino still with us. Boy, that weapon, I guess I didn't realize that that was the weapon that he used. What's your take? Do you believe his story that this was she wanted to learn how to clean guns and that's how this all started? They came back from 3 margaritas and what's your take on his version of events?
Well, Ted, because of his background, it's always a bit suspect. I mean, this is a trained law enforcement officer. I think he had been a sheriff's deputy for 8 years. Number one, I mean, you never mix alcohol in weapons. I don't care what the circumstances are. And number two, after drinking, you're going to sit down and teach somebody how to clean a weapon because they want to, or play games with the weapon, pulling the trigger. I mean, ultimately, every possible failure you can think of, in terms of the appropriate way to handle a weapon exists here. And this isn't just an average citizen. This is a trained law enforcement officer, which makes it so much more powerful in terms of the recklessness that exists in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, she's naked. Like, oh, we're going to teach you how to clean a gun. The first thing we do is take our clothes off. And no, they were messing around with the guns, if you believe his story, but he doesn't even say that. He makes it sound like it was some training session to teach his gal how to clean a gun while drunk. I don't know. And why wouldn't there be a plea deal here if the state doesn't think he intentionally did it? What's the defense?
Yeah, that's a good question, because it's not as though he's charged with first or third degree murder, which would involve some sort of intent. This is really the lowest that you can go in this circumstance. I mean, it's an accident, and he was reckless. Where does he defend himself on that specific issue? It's not as though you're trying to save yourself from a much more serious offense. This is probably the appropriate charge for the conduct that you're essentially going to admit to. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, just admit it, because you've already admitted basically what you're charged with. We'll see how it goes. Maybe this is a ploy at sentencing, because the deal maybe on the table was not what they wanted. We'll get a break. When we come back, we'll have more evidence. Ooh, that gun is what he used to shoot his girlfriend. He said it was unintentional. They were just learning how to clean guns that day. Back after this.
I'm Vinny Politan. Welcome to Closing Arguments.
What's happening here?
It's unreal. Let me show you exactly what happened.
Closing Arguments with Vinny Politan, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
4 dead students.
None of it seemed to make any sense.
He was evil.
What devastation.
All I can do is scream.
Victim to Verdict with Ted Rowlands. New episode Saturday night, 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
Welcome back. We are in the state of Florida. It is day 1 of our newest live trial. We're calling it the Deputy Shoots Girlfriend trial. A year ago, Ocala police found Polina Wright dead from a single gunshot wound right between the eyes. Her boyfriend, Leslie Boileau, told investigators that after drinking 3 margaritas each at dinner, they went back to his place. I guess they shared the place. He accidentally shot her while cleaning his firearms. Now he's charged with manslaughter. Let's go back into the courtroom now for more testimony from that crime scene tech.
If you don't mind, you can just look in there and let me know if you recognize that.
Want me to open it?
Yes. And do you recognize what's in there?
Yes,
What's in that evidence bag?
the magazine that I collected.
Okay. And is that magazine and live round in the same or substantially condition as when you recovered it?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, state would move in evidence what's been previously marked as J for identification as states 10.
May I ask a board hour question?
You may.
All right.
Officer Bolton,
Yes.
that magazine was actually on the side of the dining room table farthest from the kitchen, right?
Are you asking me that?
Yes, ma'am. Where on the table was it?
It's in front of the rifle
Right, and where was the rifle?
at the back of the table.
Okay. Farthest away from where the victim would have been seen.
I can't measure that.
Go back, picture, please. There we go. Ah. So, you don't know where the table was originally. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
But the magazine you're referring to is on the side of the table away from the kitchen.
Correct.
No other questions? And I don't have an objection.
Without objection, what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit J will be admitted to evidence as State's Exhibit 10.
And if I may question.
Yes, sir. And members of the jury, so that you're aware, all items admitted into evidence as exhibits are sent with you to the jury room when you deliberate. You can inspect them as you see fit during your deliberations.
Now, I know you said in the photo, we also see it, that the magazine was loaded and there was an extra round. Do you end up packaging the rounds and the magazines separately?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a reason why you do that?
It's our policy.
Okay. So it's not that that was necessarily exactly how the magazine was found. It's you take the rounds out and then put them in a separate package. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
But you did ultimately collect those rounds from that magazine.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to show defense what's been previously marked as State K for identification. Can you open that up within there and let me know if you recognize that? What's in that envelope?
The live rounds.
Okay, and those are the live rounds that we see that are in the magazine and the one loose one as marker D.
Correct.
And are those in the same or substantially similar condition as when you recovered them on this day?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this point in time, State would move in evidence what's been marked as K for identification as State's 11.
No objection.
Without objection, what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit K will be admitted in evidence as State's Exhibit 11.
Going to jump back to photo 4. So we've talked about the rifle at C, the magazine at D. Can you remind us what marker E is identifying as that you eventually collected?
The flower magazine.
Okay. And going to photograph number 6, is that flower magazine that you were discussing with us?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you ultimately collect the flower magazine?
Yes.
Similar situation we see in the photo that there's rounds in that flower magazine. Did you do what you did with the other magazine where you took the rounds out and packaged those separately?
That's correct.
Okay. So let's go with the magazine first. I'm going to show defense what's been marked as State's L for identification. If you can open this up and let me know if you recognize what's inside.
It's the magazine.
Okay, and is that flower magazine in the same or substantially similar condition as when you recovered it on September 19th of 2024?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, State would move in evidence what's been previously marked as State's L for identification as State's 12.
No objection.
Without objection, what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit L will be admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 12.
And then also, Your Honor, I'm going to show defense what's been previously marked as State's N for identification.
So M as in Mike or N November?
N as in Mike. Same as you've been doing. If you don't mind, you can open that up and let me know if you recognize what's inside of there.
All right, we're going to get a break. When we come back, more testimony in the deputy shoots girlfriend trial for Leslie Boileau. We'll be right back. After this, you watch Court TV, your front row, seat to justice. Welcome back to Court TV Live, along with Julia Janae. I'm Ted Rollins. Good to be with you on this Tuesday. We're tracking several trials across the country, as we always do.
That's right, and we've got several. Here's one that we're following very closely. In Florida, a former sheriff's deputy is on trial for fatally shooting his girlfriend. This was during an alcohol-fueled gun training session.
We'll get back to that courtroom in just a minute. In Tennessee, closing arguments set to begin soon in the Baby in the River murder trial after defendant Brandon Isabel declined to testify earlier today. He's accused of killing the mother of his child and then throwing their 2-day-old daughter in the river.
And in Florida also, testimony continues in the scattered remains murder trial for Daniel Stearns. He's an Army veteran who's accused of fatally shooting his girlfriend and then disposing of the body, but he says he shot her in self-defense.
We'll keep you updated on all the trials throughout the day, but right now let's head back to Florida and pick up this deputy shoots the girlfriend trial for Leslie Boileau. He still on the stand as this crime scene tech. We saw the gun, this big hunking gun.
It's not really disputed that a gun was used and that he pulled the trigger.
And he shot her in between the eyes. And I mean, his story that, well, we got back from drinking margaritas and she said, please teach me how to clean a gun.
And that he told her that they were both exchanging, pointing the gun at each other. This is the most tragic
That's not cleaning a gun.
public service announcement for you never point a gun
and
at
mix
a
it
person.
with alcohol. None of it. Yeah, it's horrible. Let's go back in, pick up the crime scene where we left off, talking about photos at the crime scene.
Do you recognize what's in there?
Yes.
What's in that bag?
The live rounds that were in the magazine.
Okay. And are those live rounds the same, substantially similar condition as when you recovered them on September 19, 2024?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, state will move into evidence what's been previously marked as M as in Mike for identification as states 13.
No objection.
Without objection, State's Exhibit M will be admitted as State's Exhibit 13.
Now I'm going to go back to photograph 1. Were there other items that you ended up collecting from this table that weren't necessarily marked by the evidence markers?
Yes.
Okay. So I kind of want to go through, can you kind of tell us where some of those items were that you ended up recovering from the table as well?
Under evidence marker D, there is a black rifle magazine.
Okay. And was that black rifle magazine, did it also have live rounds in there?
Yes.
Okay. What else besides the black magazine with the rounds inside the magazine did you recover from the table?
There were boxes of ammunition on the bottom. On the table.
Okay. So let's kind of go through those one by one. I'm going to show defense what's been previously marked as states N for identification as in Nancy. You can open that up and let me know if you recognize that. What's in that bag?
The magazine.
Okay, and is that in the same or substantially similar condition as when you recovered it?
Yes.
Your Honor, State's going to move into evidence what's been previously marked as N for identification purposes as State's 14.
No objection.
Without objection, State's Exhibit N will be admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 14.
I'm also going to show defense what's been previously marked as State's O for identification. If you don't mind, you can just also look in that, look in there, and let me know if you recognize what's in the bag. Do you recognize what's in there?
Yes.
What's in that bag?
The live rounds that were in the magazine.
Okay, and are those in the same or substantially similar condition as when you recovered them from the magazine on September 19th of 2024?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, state would move in evidence what's been marked as O for identification as States 15.
No objection.
Without objection, State's Exhibit O will be admitted as State's Exhibit 15.
You also stated, I believe you said that there was boxes of ammunition on the table as well too that you recovered?
That's correct.
How many boxes of ammunition were there?
2.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm gonna show defense what's been previously marked as States P and Q for identification. Can you please look in both of these bags and let me know if you recognize what's in both of those? Do you recognize what's in both of those bags?
Yes.
So can we start off with P? Is what's in that bag in the same or substantially similar condition as when you recovered it?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, state will move in evidence what's been previously marked as P for identification as State 16.
No objection.
State's P will be admitted as State's Exhibit 16.
And as well as for for what's been marked as Q for identification, is that in the same or substantially similar condition as when you recovered it?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state would move into evidence what's been previously marked as Q for identification as State 17.
No objection.
State's Q will be admitted as State's Exhibit 17.
Now, looking at this photograph that I have up here, which is State 7, photograph number 1, we see the evidence markers that you were discussing on the table. We also see one that's number or letter F that's on the floor. What was F marking or identifying?
The shell casing.
Okay. And is this that same evidence marker F that we were just discussing?
Yes.
And is that the shell casing in the photo that you were just explaining to us that you observed or collected at that spot?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to show defense what's been previously marked as R for identification purposes.
No objection.
If you don't mind, can you open this up and just let me know if you recognize that? Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
The shell casing.
And is that in the same or substantially similar condition as when you recovered it?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point in time, state we move in evidence what's been previously marked as States R, bless you again, States R for identification as States 18.
No objection.
State's Exhibit R will be admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 18.
And if I may publish that to the jury.
Yes, sir.
Was this dining room table the only area of the house that you documented and or collected evidence from?
No.
Okay. Was there also items of evidence that you documented or collected that were like in the living room area in front of the couch?
That is correct.
Okay. What did you end up documenting or collecting in that room of the residence?
A black iPhone.
I'm going to show you what's photograph number 8 and State's Exhibit 7. This is kind of that zoomed out photo, but is that what we see marked by evidence marker G in this photograph? Is that phone that you were just discussing?
Yes.
I'm going to zoom in. Is that the same evidence marker that we were discussing?
Yes.
Okay. And did you ultimately end up collecting that phone?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to show defense what's been previously marked as State's S for identification. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is that?
The black iPhone.
Okay. And is that in the same or substantial or similar condition as when you recovered it?
Yes.
Your Honor, State would move in evidence what's been previously marked as State's S for identification as State's 19.
No objection.
Without objection, State's Exhibit S will be admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 19.
So I kind of want to reorient because we've talked about the items you collected off the table as well as the phone that was in the living room area. Did you also document and take photographs of other rooms of the house?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ultimately make a determination or find the area where you believe the projectile went or where came to a stop?
Yes.
What room of the house did you believe that the projectile was at?
The kitchen.
Okay. And looking at this photograph, photograph 3 of State's 1, or I'm sorry, State's 2, is where is the kitchen in relation to this scene that we're looking at? Or this kind of let us know where the kitchen's at.
Behind where the chair is located.
Okay. Now let's go to photograph number 10. Is this that chair that we saw in the last photo?
Yes.
Okay. And can you just kind of tell the members of the jury the purpose of taking this photo and what we're seeing on the chair?
I took the photo to document the possible blood located on the chair.
Okay. And can you just kind of highlight to the members of the jury the areas on the chair where the suspected blood was at?
The back wrist area.
Going to photograph number 11, is this that same chair?
Yes.
Photograph 12, can you let the members of the jury know what you're documenting in this photograph?
The possible blood located on the floor.
Photograph 13, what are you documenting with this photo?
The south wall with the black chalk board located on it with possible blood spatter on it.
And where on that wall are you seeing the possible blood spatter? Just kind of point us out to that area.
Located beneath the chalkboard.
And can you let us know what we see here in photograph number 14?
And overall of like the entryway into the kitchen, but you can also see on both walls possible blood spatter.
And in this photo here, can you also see that bullet hole that you referenced that was in the kitchen?
Yes.
Can you just kind of point the members of the jury where